this is one of those pots, Jesse, where, you know, everybody's done what they have to do, and now it's up to the dough. Oh, God.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Well, Channing is one of the few people who's won an Irish Open who claims to have only won one. But looking at his form here in this table, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd won if he'd won 3 like Noel Furlong.
Whoa!
Just in case.
Well, I don't know that was coming. I might have slow played it.
He's had his chips all in, I think 5 times already since this day 2 started, and he's had them to show them down 3. He's now 1-2, lost 1, and he's going to end up with 22K. Just looking at how the chips have already moved at the table. Hallett up to 33, Channing from 10 to 22, and you know, everybody else, even with 20,000, as you said, Park, I mean, only one player has average chips. New player at the table, Park, Ed Roycroft. He's got some chips, 45,000 from County Cork. He's also a sole survivor.
Yeah, I mean, a tournament within a tournament here, where there's a 100,000 package for the Paddy Powers online qualifier who goes the furthest.
8 tick off. Pass.
Folded around to Neil Channing, and
Race.
you know, he doesn't have all that many chips. Obviously, the big stacks are the greens and the purples, and the re-raise from Tyler Patterson. Channing and out early with the 7 deuce part.
This is unlucky for Patterson. He's quite an easy call for Roycroft, as he does have the biggest stack on the table. I have to make the consideration that with the raise and the re-raise, that his jacks may not be any good here.
When they all sat down, Channing made a big speech about not having any time wasting. He said, if you've raised with a bad hand, just muck it. No one will say it. He said that to everybody.
Well, obviously that doesn't apply to him. Former winner of this event. Time to take his time.
That's quite funny that he said that and is sitting there with the 7 deuce. I don't know.
Okay, it is.
I'm surprised the flop didn't come 7 to 7 and a 2 there for Channing. Just
Wrong suit as well. It's going to be annoying.
we're going to see a lot of hands like this, Jesse. You know, where where guys are going to do the right thing and get knocked out, but just because of the paucity of chips on the table.
Just in case made the straight. And Patterson will be commended from flying over from Seattle. I bet he's had a good time. He looks like he's had fun. And for this Ed Roycroft, a nice, really nice stack to start thinking about. 61,000. I'm sure he'll be in the upper half of the chip leaders.
I came over here with the family, and Dublin's a great city. It's the first time here, so they're doing a good job out here. And hopefully, there's a couple other side events I can still play. So, atmosphere here is awesome, and looking forward to coming back.
Well, a lot of big names still in this tournament. You know, the 260-odd players left. There's Jeff Kimber, big name on the UK scene, who competed for a bracelet. Michael Greco, Parg.
Jeff Kimber's final table at the World Series this year. I think it was in the Omaha High-Low, if I remember correctly.
So was Michael Greco, as a matter of fact. And
yeah, Michael Greco had a real big year last year. And as we said before, a man who doesn't get the respect he deserves.
And a clean-shaven Andy Black. That looks like his son, but obviously Andy, one of the top names.
I think his son has got a better dress sense.
Pass. Pass.
4 and 8 up.
Pass.
That seemed like a pretty solid character, this Hoff. Likely to be making a career in stand-up.
21-25.
You're doing well to make a career in sit-down.
I'm all in. Re-raise all in.
And this is the second time Channing's moved on Hallett, Park. It's kind of hand-related here, I guess.
Yeah.
Channing showed himself of the very strong opinion that he does not want to hang around. He wants to make chips. And it looks a little crazy, but I think you'd be doing much the same thing yourself down there, Park.
39.
I'd love to be in there with the opportunity to do the same thing. Oh, Channing would be quite happy with that result.
Yeah.
He wouldn't really want to have got involved in a race against the 10-9 of clubs there. The 10-9 of clubs favourite.
7 at this table. Just over 200 left in the tournament. I guess the idea is to play down to about the final 100 or so, Park? Or?
No, I think we'll hit the money today, Jesse.
Nah, it's probably a good later. You didn't really look like you were going to call. I had a bet.
I would imagine. I haven't seen the prize thing yet, but I imagine they're probably playing around about, probably playing maybe 72 spots. So
Pass.
we get to that quite comfortably today, and right through it. I think we might get down to maybe 60 players today.
Well,
They tend to get rid of players in this tournament. You know, normally a top-class tournament director will tell you, if you start off with 673 and this is the structure, you should finish up with 350 at the end of day 1 of the Irish Open. But Ireland being Ireland, they managed to lose an extra 100 anyway. Exuberance.
McLean's only got like 15 big blinds, so I mean the standard play for Roycroft here would be just to shove all in. Maybe he's trying to induce McLean to do that.
He may be, Jesse. There's several different ways to play the hand in this position, and it's one of those cases where they're all right, as long as you don't throw it away.
I could do it. I don't mind.
And that's exactly what Roycroft has done.
Well, very gutsy from Stephen.
Yeah.
He's going to feel a little bit unlucky that he's run into a hand here. This blind on blind, but it was. I like the play from Stephen. Some Irish players like to wait for the 10-6 for that manoeuvre.
Which team do you support, Chelsea or Man U?
Well,
Stephen's had a chance to pick up a few chips.
Supports the Yankees. Yeah.
You're a big fan of Hard on Shield, Parg. He's shown that, and look at this. He's still 32%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's with the 9-3. That's not bad.
But as good as it gets. It's not often you get on against the 9-2. Oh.
Much worse now. It'll need to be a runner-runner.
10 would be interesting.
Good luck. Good luck, sir. Shake your hand. Cheers. Good luck.
Young Stephen McLean, one of the Irish hopes, fallen down before the river cards even dealt. Ed Roycroft.
Steve could do there.
No. He's sit down at this table and destroyed everybody.
TV table is great. I know, I can see you enjoying it.
Well, it's the flagship of Irish events, the Irish Open, like obviously the longest running tournament in Europe, and it's massive prestige for Irish poker and everything like that. Obviously, like the field of the tracks, the level of professionals, everything like that is, it's great for Irish poker. Like, what was I doing moving in with 3-9 off suit? At least I don't have a bad beat story, I hate coming away saying, well, I got outdrawn. At least I don't have to do that today.
Pass. Raised all in. Pass. 13. Roughly. Pass.
Neil's come straight all in. No, I was thinking earlier about, that when the last time the tournament was held at Burlington when Marty Smith won it, Peter Eastgate made the final 2 tables, knocked out by the Fox. And next year he won the World Series of Poker. Or 2 years after. Remember?
I certainly do. And in fact, in fairness to you did spot Eastgate's promise at the time.
In the meantime, Neil Channing is on the verge of getting knocked out again. And can he survive another all-in?
Well, he seems to be pretty handy at it. I mean,
this is a very tricky one, and he's up against a guy who's, if he gives him the finger, it's going to hurt.
He plays the same way.
Not a good flop, as Channing knows, for the ace-10. He needs to hit it now or later. Later's coming soon. 2008 champion, 2010